It is movie draft time! Society of the Snow is one of the most talked about movies right now. It's been nominated for a couple of different Oscars, one of which is the Best International Feature Film. So tonight's movie draft is we're picking the best triple feature of movies involving planes. Now, the plane has to be sort of a central theme in the actual movie. It can't just be, perfect example would be Bridesmaids. Hilarious scenes on a plane, but not about said plane. So,
the plane, boss.
And we did say, because we were trying to kind of think about it, or airports, I guess, would even technically kind of land in this. Because we were wondering if Top Gun should count. And I think we agreed, yes, Top Gun is available on the board if you want it. So, on that note, we're going to start the draft here. And Lan, we are going to have you start first since you have won the games.
Yeah.
What is your first movie that you are picking?
This is a very classic movie about commercial airplanes. It has great character building, great lines. I
want to guess. Can I guess? Oh, did you
already said it.
Damn it, Airplane.
I said it.
I was wondering if that was going to go number one or not. I was kind of hoping that it was. So, all right. And again, we're doing the snake draft style. So it's going to go Lan, Frank, and then I get back-to-back picks. And then we go Frank, Lan, and then so on and so forth. So, Frank, what is your first pick in the airplane movie draft?
Would you have to meld both of these together? Because I was going with Top Gun, but Top Gun and Top Gun 2 are basically... I guess I'll just go with Top Gun. I enjoyed Top Gun. I don't want to take one away from somebody.
Frank is going with Top Gun. Well, I can tell you right now, since I get back-to-back picks, I am not going with Top Gun. But this will be now the third week in a row.
Top Gun, by the way, Top Gun.
This is now the third week in a row that I have a Kurt Russell movie.
Can I guess?
Yeah.
Executive Decision?
Mm-hmm. Steven Seagal, John Leguizamo.
Yeah, John. Steven Seagal died in the movie too, didn't he?
Yeah, he didn't want to.
I honestly forgot about this movie. I even researched Kurt Russell for last week's draft, and this movie didn't even click in my brain. And then when I started looking up airplane movies, I was like, son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Like, that is a fantastic movie based on planes. Man. So yeah, hell yeah, I'm going Executive Decision. And then for my next one, if I were to say Cyrus the Virus.
You're going to say Con Air.
I'm going to say Con Air. God, see, again, that is such a good movie. All right, yeah, Frank, do you want Top Gun 2?
No, okay. I was going to put it together, but no, that's fine. So it's my pick now?
Your pick there, buddy.
Air Force One.
Ooh.
Damn it!
We're taking all the, because Lan had mentioned before we're doing this, Lan made the comment, he's like, there's a lot of, I don't know a lot of plane movies. I just haven't seen them. So I wonder if we just took all of Lan's guesses.
We just did. He's going back online to look for
he's Googling, you hear the typing.
Airplane movies, Google search now.
All right, Lan, we're back on you, buddy. You get back-to-back picks here, too.
Wait, I get back-to-back?
Yeah, you get to go 2 in a row.
Snake.
Okay.
Did you want Top Gun 2?
No. No, I'm going one up on Top Gun. I'm going with Hot Shots.
Yo! Great movie. Great movie.
And to cap off the trilogy there,
Hot Shots Part 2
is going to be Airplane 2.
Oh my God. Alan goes all comedy. Nice.
All three of those movies. I absolutely love them.
All right. All right, Frank, what's your third pick?
I don't know how many people have actually seen this. It's a war movie. Came out, I think, maybe late 80s, maybe 90. It's about the bomber planes. It's called Memphis Belle. And it follows,
I remember that movie.
Yeah, it follows a crew on their last flight. And then they're done with the war. And
why do I feel like Matthew Broderick was in that?
No, Matthew Modine. You're close. It was Modine.
Yeah, that was a good movie.
Harry Connick Jr. was in it.
Yeah.
You had the dude that played from Sean Astin. He's in it. And there's a few others. great war movie about them doing their last mission and trying to survive World War II. Really good.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a good movie.
All right. So it's back to me. It's my third and final pick, but I'm going to go through some of the movies that are on kind of the honorable mentions list, and I haven't even seen all of these.
I have a few if you don't name some as well.
What's one that you got?
I have one also.
One, of course, is Snakes on the Plane.
Yeah.
All these snakes. The other is, I don't know if you guys have heard, it's from the 1960s, like 66. It's called The Magnificent Men and Their Flying Machines. And it takes place in like the early 1900s. And this multi-millionaire guy sets up a race to see who can fly across the Atlantic Ocean first. And you get all these different groups with different plane designs. And it's almost like those Hanna-Barbera cartoons from the 70s when they had the races and you had all the odd cars, all the different characters.
You mean wacky
so
races?
You have all these planes that are just crazy looking, and they're trying to fly. It's a comedy. They're trying to fly across the Atlantic Ocean, and it's just it's nuts. If you ever get a chance to find it somewhere, you should watch it. It's a fun little flick.
What's the one that you have, Lan?
Okay, the reason why this wasn't on my list though is because I don't know if it really fit the criteria.
You thinking Die Hard
but
2?
No.
Oh.
Well, I guess that was more airport, right? Yeah, that would have counted.
That's what I'm thinking.
But
Kind of
anyway.
like Airport also was included, but yeah.
Yeah. But what I'm going with, the whole movie wasn't about it, but one particular part of the movie was. And it was Twilight Zone, the movie.
Okay.
Yeah. See, I thought about that, man. Like, because that one particular story is so iconic. Did you know that
There's something on the wing?
Did you know? So originally it was William Shatner.
Yep.
And then you had John Lithgow play essentially the same role in the updated Twilight Zone. Did you know in Third Rock from the Sun they spoofed that?
Yeah.
Because they were
I remember it.
They were both in it. So John Lithgow is in Third Rock from the Sun. William Shatner, I believe, was like his alien boss or something like that in the show. And there's a scene where I think they're drunk and they get off the plane and they're both going, "There's something on the wing." And they're just like doing that back and forth. And at the time, it took me a while to remember exactly what it was. It was because they're both in that skit in the Twilight Zone. But that would be worth it. Frank, what's another honorable mention you got?
Passenger 57.
Passenger 57.
Wesley
Snipes,
bet on
baby.
black.
All right, so here are the honorable mentions that I have. There was The Terminal with Tom Hanks. He plays that dude that's basically stuck in the terminal.
Saw that, dude.
Flight Plan. Flight. I think Flight was the one with Denzel Washington. There's
the pilot.
Yeah, there's Sully, which is about the plane that landed in the Hudson. There's another one that I would have counted if anybody had picked it, but I need to preface this. This movie is not based on real events. It's not. The guy's completely full of shit. Catch Me If You Can.
Right.
I recently did a video about that. If you want to watch that, go to the channel while you're here on YouTube, and you can find that Catch Me If You Can was not based on real events. That guy made shit up. And it didn't take a ton of research in order to people to figure that out, by the way, because they asked people at the airline back then about, hey, this guy's claiming he stole like $2 million in bogus checks. And they said, no, we have no record of that. And we would have remembered that.
One thing you learn about Spielberg is he likes to exaggerate on biopics. Like if you watch any of his biopics, research, because he loves to Hollywood his biopics up. So
yeah,
I mean,
look at E.T. Like that kid was not that old.
Yeah,
it's all bullshit. Indiana Jones. What do you?
He never had a whip.
What do you spoon feed me? He didn't wear that kind of a hat. He wore a trilby. All right.
Mm-hmm.
He had a cat of nine tails, not a whip.
No, but there's even some of the stuff with like Schindler's List. He exaggerated a little bit on that particular person and certain things, so that movie's not actually accurate either.
You got to make creative decisions to make the movie entertaining.
Oh, he's done a lot of them.
Well, I mean that's the thing too. Like we were talking, one of the reasons why we're doing this movie draft is the movie Society of the Snow, which is about that 1972 plane crash of the Uruguayan rugby team. And one of the reasons that it is getting a lot of publicity is it's considered the most accurate of any of the film portrayals of what happened in the timeline. And one of the things that I'd found out was because I just did a full video. If you guys want to get the timeline of what happened, right here on my YouTube channel, make sure that you guys go check that stuff out. But one of the things that I found out, which is also in this video, is that the movie Alive didn't have the rights to use the names or likenesses of the people who passed away. It was only the people who were still living. So
I have a question about this thing.
Yes.
So when Alive came out back in the 90s, right? There was like this whole rumor, and I don't know if it's actually true or not, but apparently like they're saying if the guys would have gone down on the other side of a mountain, there was like a village and a hotel or whatever that was there, and if they would have just like gone around the other side of the mountain, they would have been safe. Is that
I'd never heard that.
It became like this like rumor that was the case, and I never really followed it up because I was like 12 years old at the time. I didn't really care, but it was like that was the thing. Like, oh yeah, and I don't know if it was a joke or if it was actually true that there was like
I got a feeling that's bullshit. Yeah, that's what I get a feeling.
Kind of on that same note too, the people on the plane, they were from Uruguay.
Yeah, I think everybody a soccer team.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay. So
rugby team.
From what I heard, also is that one of those guys was related to Luis Suarez, and that's why he likes to bite people.
So there must have been a family member of Mike Tyson on there too, then, right?
Come on.
You know what would have been better is if I gave you this. All right, so those are some of the honorable mentions, and this is where it's difficult for me because I do have 3 movies that I've thought about for the third one as we go back to our list here. Because Alive was a possibility for me because it's an insane movie. If you've never seen Alive, I haven't seen Society of the Snow yet. My wife did, and she says it's really, really good. It's on Netflix if you want to watch it. You can watch it now, and then next January you can go watch WWE Raw. The second one that I was thinking of was also Die Hard 2, but I'm not picking either of those. The movie that I'm going with, planes play a heavy part in this movie, and I remember seeing this movie with my family. Up in the Air.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen it?
Yeah.
Don't remember the movie.
George Clooney and
it's about the layoff.
Anna Kendrick.
Yeah. It's a depressing movie, but yeah.
It is. So the whole thing is my dad worked in HR at the time, and he would kind of talk about how, because the one role of George Clooney was he would fly around and essentially fire people.
Yeah,
that was his
like a
job.
Third party.
Corporations would hire him just to come in and fire people. And I remember talking to my dad about it because my dad worked in HR, which meant he had to also fire people and let people go. Mm-hmm. And so you kind of got what it's like and what it's not like when you go through that stuff. Now, obviously, since then, I've been let go from a few different jobs, so you kind of know how it goes. But yeah, it's a really good movie. Frank did say it's a little bit depressing. Who's the Vera something that's in that?
Yeah, the one he has the affair with. She does all those like horror movies now. She
Vera
was in
Farmiga.
The Departed. She was in The Departed.
Vera Farmiga. By the way, interesting side note here. I learned this in an interview about the movie after the fact. Not her butt in that one scene, if you know what I'm talking about.
Was it butt actor? Was it Joey from Friends?
I'm Al Pacino's butt. But yeah, I found that. I was watching an interview and they randomly brought that up because there's a scene where she's supposed to be like walking around him naked, and it's just like ass is right there. And she admits, she's like, that's not me. That was a
now. It's a gat now.
It's a what?
I
forgot about that.
Gat.
It's a gat.
It's a gat was all on screen.
Gat damn.
Gat damn. All right,
let me get that
put Up in the Air right there. I'm so glad I got Executive Decision and Con Air on my list.
That was, I think, like Anna Kendrick's. I can't say her name. I think it was like her big kind of introduction movie too. And then she went off and did the Cups movie.
I think it was. Is that something we need to do on the live stream? We need to
do the Cups.
Do the Cups. Let me see here. She. Well, remember she was in Twilight.
Yeah, I never saw those movies. Sorry.
I don't know if she played a big role or not, but it looks like Up in the Air was probably the first real big
I
movie
think it was like
that
like
she was
where
in.
she was like more of a focal point.
Is Pitch Perfect the Cup movie? Is that what you're talking
Yeah,
about?
that's the Cup
I
movie
think
where
so.
she's
Oh, yeah, that came
singing
out.
and
That came out in
doing stuff.
2012. Where Up in the Air came out in 2009.